G'day mate, welcome back to Factorio. Welcome to week 3 of the Rocket Rush. So, we're going to jump back into this really quickly, and there's a bunch of things I need to do. First off, we've been upgrading green circuits with modules to here. And I just want to do a quick check. Is this going to produce 4 blue belts? So we need, nope, per second, 196. It is, because we have, at the other end, we have, shush mining people, we have 4 blue belts, which is a combined output of 180 per second. In theory, we're doing 196, maybe a little bit more. So I'm going to finish upgrading probably here to here should be enough. And then I'm actually going to disconnect those 2 belts. The reason is, the way builds work is the end of the build works most often, and the start of the build works least often. In my case, I want to make sure that because we started putting modules at the front, we start using the front ones first, and we're going to cut off the end ones, which have the worst modules in them. Next thing I want to do this episode is I want to get the Kovorix process up and running. We do have, as he's already started using them, no modules left. I've used them all already. Yeah, I want to start using a bunch more modules this episode. This is also the last week of the Rocket Rush series. So at the end of this week, we're going to be calling an end to this series. We're going to be moving on to the subscriber special. Still the working name. Well, there's been lots of really good suggestions for names. Already processing. Come on, gimme. Lots of good suggestions for names. And I'm going to... We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what the actual end name ends up being. Come on. I need a few more to get this up and running. At the same time, let's also upgrade all those beacons to go way faster. Research-wise, we need to finish out mining productivity. So I want to just finish out the vanilla research. That's one of the goals this week. So this week is finish out all the vanilla research. Finish out getting our power and a whole bunch of other things upgraded, so I don't have to worry about them at all. But yeah, finish out the vanilla research. Finish upgrading the base as much as possible, so it's as heavy duty as possible. What else do I want to get done? They're really the 2 things. And down in the description, you'll actually find already, it's already been released, is going to be a blueprint book in the description. Gone are the many links for the many different blueprints. There'll just be one link there for my blueprint book. And thank you to Nils, who suggested all the way back in episode 1. It'll be called Jenny's Spaghetti Cookbook, because that was just a brilliant name and I couldn't say no to it. So in the description, you will find a blueprint book, which will be called, Jenny's Spaghetti Cookbook. Probably... Okay. No. Can I... No, actually it's an assembler. Never mind. So you'll find that down the description below. And yeah, like I said, at the end of this week, we're going to take the base that we've built so far, move it over to the subscriber special, and I'll actually start going through subscriber names for the new series. Okay, we're going to want to output, bring that over here. I want an assembly machine. I'm going to want you, and you, and you, and you. Requester, provider. You, sir, are going to make fuel. And you're going to request all the happy things. We're going to have you set to 50. We're going to cap you to just 1 stack. We're going to give you power. as you can see, it doesn't take long to get these guys up and running. 22. It's close. It's close to start a continuous process. Or at least have all the chemical plants up and running. So the other thing I want to do, this episode, is I want to get nuclear power designed. Not built, designed, because obviously we're not going to have fuel for a little while. But if I've designed it, it means hopefully I don't have to worry about it, and it means I can just blueprint it later. Now I'm going to go with basically the exact same design from our last series, which involved 4 nuclear reactors, a bunch of heat pipe. Now, I did have many people ask me any reason I had 2 layers of heat pipe. Nope. Not at all. What ended up happening is I ended up building half, and then I would copy it, rotate it twice, and paste it, and I paste it 1 tile away. Mainly for symmetry reasons, but yeah, there's actually no need. Steam turbines. More steam turbines. Now, this is not perfectly ratioed. I honestly don't care. When it comes to this sort of stuff, I more care about the UPS Jetty can't talk already. The UPS UPS reasons. There we go. Just gonna go with the easier word. Substations. I want a substation there. There. Oh, there. There. Hang on. Let's do input, output. Active providers. Active providers. There and there. I want a roboport in here as well. What's that? 2, 4. Okay, bump. Yeah, it'd be nice if you actually hooked up to the main power grid, just saying. Really? There we go, fine. I don't have substations, okay. Alright, then I need to copy everything. Ugh, why are you... Oh. Much better. Then I want to put that there, and that also gives me room for a radar down here. Copy that, paste that there. That is in a straight line, isn't it? And it turns out you guys can go over another tile, which means you guys can go over another tile. Or maybe you can't. Maybe it's this side. This side can go over another tile. Yes. Why are things not lined up? Why are things not lined up? You go there, you go there, you go there, you go there. You go here. Oh, no, they are lined up. Okay, so that's our nuclear setup. We need active provider chests. No, actually, I need to set the requests on these first, which is nuclear fuel. Just 10? 10 is heaps. Because one nuclear fuel lasts like 300 seconds or something. So that's, what, 3,000 seconds? That's going to keep it busy for a little while. Okay, back into here. Now, I don't make active providers because it's one of those things that you just don't use a lot of. So one thing I generally do is I just swap this over to make... basically fill up this box with active providers. Once it's done, then I can then change this back to buffer chests or leave it at active providers. All depends on which one you're likely to use more of. Frankly, normally a chest of 50 or 100 active providers is good to do me for a whole map. The other thing I can do now is we should be able to put down the full warehouse. This is why you're going to find Jetty's book of spaghetti down in the description below. Haha, line that up correctly. It goes there. I have no idea why that belt's there. That belt shouldn't be there either. So, as you can see, just a few storage chests. Main reason is because like, eventually you're going to use the storage one way or another. And that should have also set the recipes for artillery and artillery wagons. So they're both done. You probably don't need speed modules anymore. You don't need to exist anymore because the recipe got changed. That's a little bit excessive, and that should be fine. So I will be updating at least this blueprint in the description. And we should be good with what we've got here. One thing that is probably changed, and it won't happen automatically, is a whole bunch of stack inserters. So normally I'd end up replacing inserters with stack inserters as required, or just upgrade planner, change everything to stack inserters, go, done. Really up to you. You're still running at full speed. Okay. Is our power set up? Actually, I need to change that recipe back, which I probably just did when I put down the blueprint, didn't I? Yes. There's 27 in there. We can change that back to those. Have some red circuits. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. Actually, you're running at full speed now, so I can cancel that request and start bringing in those instead. Have some steel chests. Have some green circuits. Craft faster. Uncap. 2 stacks, please. Then you can go back to buffer chests. Although by the same token, like, generally 50 buffer chests, maybe 100 is probably enough for a whole game. All depends on what you're doing and how silly you're planning on being. Okay, we're just going to leave that alone. What else do I want to change? I wanted to build those blue circuits. Now, red circuits are currently our biggest concern. That's what's the slowest in the base. 1, 2. They're done as well. They can be trashed. Actually, I need to confirm back to our warehouse that that chest didn't get put down. Yeah. Like I said, it needs a bit of fine tuning still. Okay, back to the Kovorix process just to confirm that it's up and running full speed. Uh, 45, 3. You should be fine. Done. Alright. So these are all up and running. They all have enough in themselves to self-replicate another whole set. And now we're waiting on each one of them to have basically 2 full crafts in their inventory, okay? So we're actually waiting for it to count up to 80 in this slot, 80 plus. And once it gets up to 80 plus, it'll then start dumping out the excess to start doing loops around the belt, which means that once the belt's full, I gotta change you. You need to I need to put my phone on silent. I apologize. It's probably notifications from you guys in the comments because you guys have been super active, which I love to see. you need to actually go in there instead. Which now means... Is that right? That's right. I want a decent length buffer on this belt before it starts looping around. Okay, so that's done. What else do I want to pre-plan for this episode? I want to... Oil is happy. It still needs tweaks, but it's good for now. Power's now done. Mining dudes, because we've done another research. Just take all... Am I only putting 40 in a chest? Yeah, let's go with... That's 200. Let's go with 200. Because I've done another research. No, I can't push the limit up. 144 is still the max. Doesn't stop me throwing more in. Turn off my robots. Get rid of those. I said off robots, but sure, Competrons, you can do it. Oh! You mean the one direction I don't have lasers is the way the biters decide to come in? Thanks. Oh, where's my power? You know what? I already killed them. You slow game. Thanks, autosave. There. Yeah, this is my solution, okay? Never said it was a good solution, but it'll work. Unfortunately, because we don't have lasers maxed, they're still a little bit weak. So, more lasers is always a better answer. That can be trashed. Speaking of trash, I don't know whether I covered it. I assume I did. I did set up recycling here for both wood and for coal. So we're finally recycling those back into the system to burn off, well, all the wood. Unfortunately, do you guys know you do preference closest to you? Okay, so yeah, we are burning off the wood finally. There's a lot to burn. It'll be a while. Okay. So with power being basically covered, our modules... Well, our Kovorix is now covered. Hey, we got a shiny rock doing a loop. No, it must have come from mining. Okay, so with that being done, the other thing I want to do is... Basically, I need to do something about red circuits, because that is our current shortfall. We can keep one running full speed, one running partially, and the other two are basically dead. So, before I go too much further, I want to upgrade... Actually, we'll start at this end. I want to upgrade those ones. I want to upgrade those ones to use productivity. Where's that? That sucks. Okay. And then I want to look at our red circuit build. I want to see, is there a way we can squeeze more out of what we have currently? So we're bringing in 2 belts at 30 items each. So that's our limitation, our plastic and our green circuits. We're using 27.5, roughly. So if we go to there and we look at that, that uses 2.7. So this one on the right could be at least one segment longer. And the one on the left is the same. So they could both be 1 segment longer. So that's probably step number 1. Extend these out by 1 segment. I don't want to put prod 4s in these because I can't add speed beacons at all. Neither on the inside. I could sort of do them on the outside by undergrounding this belt. but it's a little bit all over the place, so I prefer not to. Okay, we're going to copy that, and then throw that in there, that in there, and dump that on the end, and then do the exact same thing here. Put prod mods in those ones. Dump. Where do you line up? You line up there. That on the end. Which means this railroad port has to come all the way out to here. Okay. Now, if somebody had lots of plastic and lots of green circuits and was to generously upgrade those to blue speed, probably only need to go about, say, that far. Yeah, that's heaps. I could then at least make them the same length. So I think that's also the next thing we're going to do. Actually, I didn't look what the output was. Let's look what the output is. The output is, because I can go up to potentially red belt out, 7.5, which is a little bit faster than a yellow belt. So again, upgrade planner. Oh, yeah, red belt's cheap. There to there, let's say. There to there. Okay. So that means I'm going to get rid of those. I'm going to put that there. 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 Yay! Now we'll fill the end of it full of lasers and hope for the best. Okay. You know what? Just because it sticks out so far. Yeah, it's definitely better to have the power poles in front of lasers. Definitely a good idea, JD. It's fine. It's fine. It won't get attacked. Okay. So we're going to squeeze a little bit more out of these. We're also going to... I'm out of prod mods. Actually, are you in robot range? Yes. Yeah, I need prod mods, please, base. Actually, you know what? I really can't be bothered. You and you. Copy, paste. I can't copy one with modules over the existing one, so I need to remove them and replace them. That's fine. Done. Okay. So that'll give us well, hopefully more red circuits. Which now means green circuits are still awesome. Okay. It now means really I want to look at plastic, which sort of got built in a little bit by the Kovorix process. Can I slide that over? I can. Okay. We're going to give ourselves a headache. You're producing fine. There is... No, the 10,000 lasers I blueprinted down are all down, so I can't argue with that. And they've defended this corner. Great. Okay. Yeah, thanks, bots. Bring everything. Research is still... Hang on, chemical science. Chemical science is short because... Engines. Engines are short because... Straight away, let's just upgrade them to the next level. Hopefully that fixes the problem. Because, like, although we're rushing through research, I'd really like to have it all done. Like a lot of it's like this. Like refined flammables 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're obviously not things that I desperately need. But we do have the atomic bomb, which is an expensive one. Uranium ammo, another expensive one. We do have a couple of really expensive ones to get through. So obviously I'd like it to run as fast as possible. Alright, the other thing I wanted to... Okay, so now we're going to go move the Kovorix build. Because even though I put it down in what I thought was going to be a good spot, it turns out I was wrong. And it's now definitely in my way. Concrete that. Concrete that. Concrete right through there. Cool. Alright. What I want to do is I want to... Because anything that's in the machines being processed, I'd lose. So rather than doing that, let's just remove your insertion. So every one of you can empty. So that guy's had 81 in it. So that means he'd be ready to he'd just run forever. Alright, I need you all to stop doing your uppy downy thingies. And then I need to move this over. That goes there. Turns out we're going to use red belt for this one because I don't have yellow on me anymore. Technically that could be made shorter as well. Technically that goes there, which then comes up like that. Okay, cut. Report, yeah, report can move too. Alright, cut. All of that. Cancel. Try again. Cut there to there. And you know what? I can even slide you over one more tile. Alright. Cut. There to there. And slide it hard up against that. Stop using my shiny rocks. In. Oh, in. And in. Yeah, you are hooked into the main robot network somehow. Not going to question these things when they accidentally happen. That can go to there. And I want to request every shiny rock in the world. But I don't want those. On their way 300. Cool. You know what? You could be red belt too. I really don't mind. Come on, robots! Oh, really? Fine. Okay. Now, I can overfill them because straight away they're going to go down to 60. Come on, I still got 600 shiny rocks on the way. Hurry up! Where are my shiny rocks? Oh, half my prod mods disappeared down to these guys. Damn. Alright, the base will make more. We do make prod mods first. Yeah, prod mods first, speed modules second. Hasn't really helped red circuits much at all. They are all running. Oh god, that did some damage. Okay. That to there, that to there, that to there. Upgrade all of that. Upgrade all of that. Technically, I'm only producing 2 red belts worth of plastic, and that's why I wanted to move the Kovorix process over. So we're going to upgrade that to 3 red belts of plastic. All of that. Okay, come back to that problem in a second. Do I have... I do have them all. Okay. You. And then just drop the rest into one of the machines. And it'll just kick the excess out as it processes. Because it's got 128 in it, this inserter's not going to run. The excess will just sit on the belt, start doing loops, voila, blah, 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 blah. You're technically... Oh. That seems like a rookie mistake. It is a rookie mistake. Okay, we'll do that. No, I'm pretty sure I want that one back, actually. Okay. Alright, Kovorix process running. Yeah, we need to work out how to recycle you guys, but that's fine. Have fuel cells. Okay, plastic. Plastic is currently outputting 32. I want to take it up to... I want to make it run 50% faster. So... you over to you, over to you, which means I want to copy that and extend it out to there. That goes there, that goes there, that goes there, and there. So that's that problem done. You're all in my way. Okay, so let's take that belt right through the middle. I'm going to use red belt because I don't have yellow on me anymore. Which then means you batteries can run in there. Which then means that half... without that, can go there. With that output, that input, which probably means that I don't have enough coal anymore. So let's use handy dandy upgrade planner to do that whole belt. That whole belt. That belt. That belt. That belt. Just a quick check of the calculations. That is definitely doing 49 plastic. That's heaps. But now means probably a significant portion of this now needs to be blue belt. So we're just going to blue belt all of it. Do we make the blue? I do make the blue ones. Okay. Do I have an upgrade planner that does blue? No. So we want... Okay, you're done with. You do red to blue, so you're also going to need to do... red loaders to blue loaders. Done. Alright, so that takes care of any core problems. That'll give us plenty of plastic, which needs to be upgraded back to about there to be blue, and back to about here to be blue as well. Okay, Kovorix process is flying along. We have shiny rocks on the belt. It's going to wait till we have 1/2 lane up and running before the excess will start getting kicked out to make fuel. Oh, I've got a whole bunch of dull rocks on me. I don't want those. They can go in there. That can go away as well. do not have on me. Where is it? Plastic caps. Okay, I need some blasting caps, and actually, can I copy? Oh, I can. That's exactly what I want. I want one of them there, and one of them there, and one of them there, and one of them there. And did I automate offshore pumps? Well, that was one boom. Cool. Booms. Offshore pumps, no. I'm handcrafting green circuits. Why am I handcrafting green circuits? Why are green circuits not in the network? These are important questions that we shall ask. We want one of them with one of them. We're going to cap that to whatever it happens to be. Yeah, it's going to have gaps in it whilst we pull off a red belt's worth, but like once that's done, we're going to be happy. Offshore pumps. Problem is, both the pumps look far too identical now. All right, so that's more power with more power. Okay, so that's taken care of our power woes. I am going to concrete in and wall in all of this, because I learnt from last time on Bite of Hell, do not leave your nuclear power plant undefended. So for the moment, for this episode, this is going to be my solution. Did I just see a whole bunch unpowered? I did. You. It's not bad. That whole ring and only managed to get 4 unpowered. Turn exoskeleton back on. So yeah, that's our first power block. Next episode, rapidly continue to upgrade the base. Red circuits are still high on my list of things to do. It looks like iron is definitely very, very dead, which means our science is pretty much maxing things out, which is fine. That's definitely the intention. Red circuits are doing a little bit better. We definitely have. We've gone from 1 to 2-ish running to 3 running. Yeah, I'd call that running. It's got full of red circuits. So we've got 3 modules up and running so far. I'd like to get 4 up and running. What is that? That's low density structures. Yeah. Your low density structures for science. I'd love to prod mod it. Actually, that's not a bad idea. We might. Okay, so if I upgrade... So you currently have a crafting speed of 0.75. If I throw one of those down, and then one of those down, you have a crafting speed of 8.75, so you're going a little bit too fast. You're going at 6 point something. 9.3. Okay. So that's the combination, which now means you 77 of you go. And 79 of 70, 77, 79, 79 of you go. And no, that's not going to run if I do it that way. We're going to ghost in 10 bazillion new ones that are probably going to use a little bit more power. Well, they're definitely going to use a little bit more power, but they're also going to be more efficient. So it should stretch our copper usage just a little bit further. Alright, that's where we're going to end this episode. I would call this a success so far. We've definitely organized power. We now have a Kovorix process up and running. It should be... It's not quite the belt's full, but it's... Well, actually, no, I take that back. That belt is full. And this is perfectly how it runs. It's going to fill up this belt, and then as soon as this gets full on both lanes, the excess will go into the passive provider, which is uncapped. That's perfectly fine. Pass straight out and start making fuel. When fuel's backed up, this will back up, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, Kovorix is definitely running. We've upped our plastic. We've upped our red circuits. which is running absolutely flat out and beautiful, and we love it. Where do you change belt types? Here. Yeah, it's not maxed out at all. So yeah, next episode, I don't know. Probably start looking at off-site mining and smelting. And copper's dead. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely pushing the base to its limits. So, I'm going to call it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. And I'll see you guys in episode whatever's next. 20? 20? Yeah, 20. Anyway, that's it. I'm out. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.